Hello, my name is Brianna Bloomer and welcome to Education Today. Today we have a special guest, Mr. Bloomer.
Hello, how are you doing?
Fine, we're so happy to have you here.
Great, it's great to be back on the show again, once again.
Yeah.
Always fun environment.
Yes.
Great to talk to you.
So tell me, what have you been working on?
Well, lately I've had the honor and pleasure of participating in a research, action research, which I found very interesting and near and dear to me.
So, what is this? What is the topic of your research?
Well, the topic that I chose, I wanted to investigate the implementation and effectiveness of IEPs and accommodations for students with exceptionalities. And what this in detail was to go into the classroom and to investigate, are the IEPs really being implemented, and are they implemented with fidelity? And if they are they beneficial to our students with exceptionalities? How is it benefiting them? And that's what I want to find out. That was my question.
Okay. So what conclusion did you come with?
Well, I began my study with choosing two students. Both students were third grade male students. And one had been at the school for a while, since second grade, or first grade. And the other was a fairly new student. The student that had been at Crestwell had an IEP, and I had been able to check off accommodations, and I've been going in on a daily basis for 30 minutes, 45 minutes a day, and helping him with strategies, learning strategies, extended time on his assignments, highlighters for reading, things of that nature. A test read aloud. He has the ability to be tested individually or in a small group and have his test read aloud to him. All of these things are beneficial to our students. However, our second student had the same or similar accommodations, and we had to go in and add more accommodations because he was having trouble within the regular classroom and he was struggling. And I found that this really is beneficial on both ways in two areas. First, it allows us to identify all students who are being labeled and identified as exceptional. And those students who we are able to give accommodations or provide those accommodations and necessary measures of support, they are able to be successful in the classroom. And that is what happened with student A, for lack of better words, for student confidentiality. He was able to be successful within the regular education environment due to those accommodations. And student B, it allowed us to document the progress or the lack of growth in his development. And over this spring semester, we were able to identify what needs he needed specifically for him to accommodate his learning. Because after all, the IEP is an individual education plan for that individual. And so we were able to move him into a self-contained classroom after we have gone through the necessary measures to accommodate him in all the areas that we could possibly do within a regular environment. And this is necessary because we don't want to just push our students into a self-contained classroom and label them as exceptional or special education, as the term was. In the new age of education, we want to incorporate all of our students into the regular environment and keep them on the mainstream path. So this was very beneficial and insightful for me to see and investigate, and I look forward to participating more in the future in this endeavor.
Okay. So have you had any opportunities for professional development within the special education realm this year?
Well, yes, I was able to attend various workshops through the special education department and able to gain more knowledge on why this is a very critical and crucial part of the IEP process of students with these accommodations. It is helpful. It is able to define a student's ability or inability and it also is very helpful for the students. You know, they feel comfortable being in a regular classroom. You know, they don't want to be
not singled out.
We don't want to be singled out. So it was very insightful, and I was able to present this to my fellow co-workers, and I'm looking forward to sharing it sometime soon in the future.
Okay. So, did you have any opportunity to shadow your higher up
Yes.
special education?
Yes. Well, I was able to shadow my principal on various occasions and perform various duties in the practicum too. This spring semester, I was able to go in further detail and take on various lead roles and be a head of programs and various chair committee. I was able to chair the committee, the SWPBS committee, our school-wide positive behavior support, where I was able to facilitate various meetings and after school and professional development on our SWPBS policies and procedures. And I'm glad to say that this year at Crestwell, we merged two schools into one, where Barry Elementary came to Crestwell, and we merged them. And we were able to keep our numbers low as far as out of school suspension, in school suspension, our numbers of referrals. And this is credited to the teachers, the faculty, and staff implementing the SWPBS policies and procedures. And we also conducted a bullying program. Me and another one of my co-workers, co-teachers, we were able to chair a bullying program, which was very detailed and insightful on giving students identifying what bullying is, labeling bullying, putting a face on bullying. It's not just necessarily kids coming up pushing you, but it can be talked about. You can have notes passed about you, in various ways. And this was very helpful in keeping our numbers down in our SWPBS. We were able to have a walk-in for education. I was able to take a lead role in collaborating with the community, the Red River United, which is our teachers union, various members, leaders from the school board. We were able to team up with Bird and have a walk-in for education. And this detail was a celebration for Crestwell achieving high scores on our state test assessments in the last spring. And we're looking forward to growing very, very high scores and growing this year also. And we are at a C, but see us on our A game. And that is our motto for our school. It's good for our student growth, student achievement, to motivate them and keep them focused.
All right.
I was able to sit in with my coordinator and attend the meeting to identify the policies and procedures on state testing, the rules and regulations, and that was insightful to see all the things that the testing coordinator must go through and all of the things that they must test and be prepared for because various incidents may occur during testing. I was able to shadow my principal and attend a principal's meeting and interact with other principals at the district level, as well as the superintendent, the assistant superintendent, and the directors of various education departments. And that was very insightful to gain knowledge and to get out and get that experience. And I want to thank Ms. Tracy Harris, my principal, for allowing me to be a part of that and entrusting me to be able to sit in for her on various occasions, and entrusting me to go out and observe and participate in observations and walkthroughs, which is that right there, I would say, was a key highlight because it showed me the other side of being in education, the principal's role, how the principal must think, what the principal must keep first at hand is always the students.
The bigger picture.
Yes, yes. And even interacting with the superintendent, how we must come back with the superintendent's ideas or the district's ideas and implement them into the school. And how the principal is a mediator between the superintendent and the parish and the teachers and the students and parents. And I was able to be a part of the Title One team where we identified the different various events and policies and procedures that we have as a Title One school. We had to show proof of the things and events that we have occurred here at Crestwell, and it was very tedious and strenuous, but together, teamwork, we can accomplish anything.
Amen. That's what we're talking about. Wow. Thank you for coming, Mr. Bowman. That's a whole heck of a year that you had.
Yes, it was very insightful. And I would like to thank Miss Tracy Harris, my principal, for allowing me to be a part of this team and in these endeavors. I would like to also thank the directors and the doctors and professors at East Texas Baptist University for all of their knowledge and insight they have given us. It is very, very helpful, and I will never forget it. And I will use this as a part of my growth and development professionally and personally in life.
Yes.
And I would just like to say, seek God, and in all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct your path.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on the show, Mr. Bloomer. We've appreciated having you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right. Thank you.